Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and match reaction and general Chelsea news from Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 3 in the FA Cup fourth round replay last night, setting up a fifth round tie at home to Leeds United on the 28th of February. Yeah, absolutely delighted. I don't think any Chelsea fans, even the most positive fans, were heading up to Villa Park last night expecting us to get any sort of positive result whatsoever. But somehow we pulled out our best performance of the season when we absolutely needed it most. It very much felt like this was going to be, if Pochettino lost, it would have seemingly been very hard for him to stay in his position. But we turned up and we put in a phenomenal performance. Thiago Silva dropped, rested, whatever you want to call it, and no Raheem Sterling either. Average age of the side 22.8 years old. Basically an under 23 side in essence, and they were phenomenal last night. Absolutely brilliant. Obviously, the midfield of Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, they were superb last night. Definitely their best performance as a pivot. Conor Gallagher playing further up, pressing from the front, much better suited. There's a lot better balance to the side. Poch switched things up a little bit, not formation wise, like a lot of fans have been calling for, but he utilised Nicholas Jackson down the left, which worked really well. Cole Palmer played through the middle. Madueke was excellent. Malagusto and Ben Chilwell were brilliant last night as well. Everyone to a man in that starting 11 was superb last night. Absolutely brilliant. And this now has to be the hallmark going forward. This has got to be the standard. We've seen what this Chelsea team can do. We've seen how these lads can perform. Now it's about hitting those levels on a more consistent basis. I'm not saying we're going to get a performance like that every single week, but we can't have the extremes where we're having like Liverpool and Wolves games and then suddenly we're having an Aston Villa. Like right now, this Chelsea side, and I get it, it's young and there's going to be inconsistencies, but we can't have the level of difference we're having right now, where literally this season we're either excellent or we're utterly horrendous. We need to try and bridge that gap. Hopefully, Poch has learnt now from last night that, just as he says, he really trusts these players. It's to trust the youth. Trust the youth. Keep using them. And, things can improve. I really don't think it's a coincidence that we put in our best performance of the season and neither Thiago Silva nor Raheem Sterling started that game and were on the pitch for that long. And that's absolutely not me shitting on Silva, by the way. It's just an acceptance that, one, he can't play 3 games in a week anyway. 2, this season, he's not been amazing. He's getting exposed at times. Teams definitely expose him with the ball over the top. And that's okay because he's 40 years old almost. So, these are things that have to be taken into account. This is really important for Pochettino as well. He actually showed a lot of things that he's not shown all season. He showed tactical flexibility. He showed aggression. He came out fighting with his comments in the post-match press conference. But this is all irrelevant if we then go to Crystal Palace and don't win. This game has to be the turning point. This season's literally been like the season of having a comeback game every 3 games. So it's like lose, we need a response. Win, then it's lose again, and then we need a comeback. Basically, this means nothing if it doesn't turn into a half-decent run of form. That's exactly what we need. But everyone to a man last night was superb. The travelling fans were unbelievable. Best away end in a long time. Certainly the best one of the season. Enzo Fernandez, sensational last night. What a free kick. Brilliant performance from him. And this is how you utilize him. He has to be utilized in that deeper position. Him and Caicedo were a lot closer together. They both probably put in their best performances of the season, hands down. And it was just a really, really positive night. And let's enjoy it for what it was, because I'm seeing a lot of people saying, you just got to trust the process and all this and all that. Let's calm down a little bit. We are still 11th in the table. We are in the bottom half of the table. Yes, we're in a cup final. And yes, last night was brilliant and we should enjoy it. But it's just one match. We need to sort of rein ourselves in a little bit. There's going to be more inconsistencies, but we have to start going on a run, have to start, kind of sorting things out and improving as a team. And it's clear that the ability's there. The display was fantastic. Nicholas Jackson made a massive difference to this side. A lot of people were kind of celebrating that, Jackson's going to the AFCON. I said at the time, we missed this guy. When this guy's not playing for us, you'll realize what he brings. Low-key underrated, brings a lot to the table in this team. And playing down that left-hand side as a wide forward, I really liked it. I thought that worked really, really well. So just little tactical things like that. Not necessarily the formation change, but little tactical things. Gallagher further advanced. Enzo a lot closer to Caicedo. Jackson playing down the left. These are all little tactical things that might not seem like much, but when put together, they do make a big difference. And these are things that Pochettino just hasn't been doing this season, refusing to do any sort of anything different tactically. It was really, really good. I'm absolutely delighted for it. And as Chile was saying after the game, it wasn't just the manager, the players, the staff, the fans, and everyone associated with the club needed that yesterday. We all needed that. Every single person needed that. It's been a tough season. We've been in a difficult situation. The knives were sharpening for Poch. Sunday at Wolves was really, really awful. And now we're in a situation where, do you know what? Maybe we're starting to make a little bit of a comeback. But again, it's cautious to sort of get too far ahead of ourselves and start thinking, we could go on a run here. It's very much a case of this was just one game. It was an excellent performance. Let's try and build on it. It's nothing more than that. I don't think it necessarily changes anything with the bigger overall picture with Pochettino. He needs to show me more on a consistent basis. But, this is a start. And this is all we're asking for is that, we're not asking to win every single week. We're just asking for the players to turn up, apply themselves and give it 110%. Every time they step onto the pitch. None of this not turning up like we did against Wolves, like we did against Liverpool. Just turn up, give it everything, and if we don't win, we don't win. But it's the not turning up that is the biggest one. By the way, guys, big up to everyone that's locked in already. Please make sure you keep smashing that like button. 23 likes. We're heading towards 100 likes minimum every stream now. So let's make sure that we do that. So please keep smashing the like button, guys. It's free. It takes seconds to do. If you've not smashed it now, then please do. And subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. Heading towards 8,000 subscribers. So that would be really great if you're locked in now. If you could subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Let's say hello to a few people in the chat before we dive into things a bit more. What do you think of the sin bin in football? Just ridiculous. I'll get into that a bit sooner. But, we can't even operate the rules properly that we've got currently. I'm trying to bring in more to make it even more confusing. But I'll dive into that. Didn't expect us to beat Villa like that. Nope, absolutely not. Yes, big up, brother. No, I don't think anyone saw it coming at all. What a performance yesterday. It was absolutely brilliant. Agreed. Yes, up the Chelsea. That game last night was amazing. I don't think anyone really gave Chelsea much of a chance of winning. I think that much is absolutely clear. Look, I think it's looking that way. I think it's obvious that he probably isn't going to renew. And Chelsea do need to move on from him, but it doesn't make him any less of an unbelievable signing for us and a top player. But yeah, time catches up with everyone, and he's no different. Really hope Poch sticks to his guns now. He can't be a coward and revert back to previous tactics. That is the big thing now, and we're going to learn a lot about Pochettino with how he rocks up to Crystal Palace. If Raheem Sterling goes back into the lineup again, then we know that basically he just doesn't stick to. He's I don't know what, scared. I don't know what the answer is. Chelsea boy 1 2 3 4 big up. Yeah, I'll be forever grateful to Egg Barley for Enzo. It was my dream to see him in royal blue after the World Cup. Yeah, look, Enzo, this is the standard. We know how good a player Enzo Fernandez is. And when you see performances like that, I mean, you just know that this guy is going to be a top player for us. And he just needs to operate deeper. He needs to be closer to Caicedo. And that is the blueprint for us going forward. Enzo is God, yeah. He was all right. He was all right. Look, the false nine definitely doesn't suit him amazingly well, but I wouldn't say he was awful. Great display and result last night, and for the first time in a good while, I'm looking forward to the Palace game. Yeah, last night was the happiest I felt about Chelsea in a long time. Yeah, it's a long time since I felt that pleased about the side, felt that good leaving a football match. Normally it's feelings of like despair and not knowing, what's going to happen. But last night, everyone was delighted. And do you know what? We needed that. We all needed that. If we can't do this against a B Crystal Palace side, if we win FA Cup and get Europa League and finish, look, at the end of the day, if we win a trophy and get the Europa League, I think that's a good season. Very happy with that win. Good tactical move from Poch. Hopefully he keeps improving. Yeah, absolutely. Jackson is as unselfish as a winger/wide forward. Yeah, absolutely agree. And Jackson offers a lot more than Raheem Sterling does. Yes, big up. I'm happy with the win. We are through to the 5th round against Leeds. Yep. Would you be happy? Poch want us Carabao Cup and FA Cup this season? Look, any trophies this season, I'm absolutely delighted. Any trophies this season is fantastic. We take those. That's what it's about at the end of the day. That's what we're in the business. That's what we're in this for. Winning trophies, the days out at Wembley or wherever it might be, celebrating the team winning stuff. Any trophy is a success this season for me. Can we get Europa League for the FA Cup? If you win the FA Cup, you do get Europa League. Do you think Pochettino will turn it around? I hope so, but the honest answer is I don't know. I really don't know. This is just one game, but when he most needed a performance, when everyone most needed a performance, we pulled one out the bag. So look, I'm delighted. Do I think he can turn it around? I hope so, but we've been here so many times before. This can't be another false dawn. We have to crack on now. We have to push on and make sure that we actually make something of this. Yep, Noni was outstanding last night. He was brilliant. He was causing all sorts of problems. A lot more effective than Sterling was, or is even. Energy, getting up and down the pitch. Defensive work rate was good. Beating players, taking players on. Really good performance from him. Yeah, everyone smash that like button. You people know exactly what to do, guys. You know exactly what to do. 33 likes, 51 in the building. Make sure we are running these likes up, guys. Make sure you're running those likes up. It's free and it takes seconds. Make sure you do that, guys. Please do. What else is going on in the chat? Let me just get to a few more things. There's loads coming in, guys. I don't know if I'm he answered a lot of questions. Yeah, he absolutely did. It's mad how good a midfield can be when they actually play in midfield. Yep. This is exactly it. I'm still Poch out. Why Poch can play? I'm not about. Look, obviously, I think people have set out their intentions. Let's all enjoy it for what it is. But yeah, we just need to see more of it. And this is the most frustrating thing, right? Because when you see this team play like this, and then you see games like Wolves and Liverpool and stuff, it's just really frustrating, guys. I'm trying to get through as many of these things as I can. Yeah, absolutely. I think the two go hand in hand. It's no surprise that the fact that these guys were closer together. Caicedo probably had his arguably his best game, and Enzo for sure had his best game as well. Great night for the Blues up the Chelsea. Absolutely brilliant night. I mean, look, I want to start by talking about Enzo Fernandez. No, we're going to start about talking. Sorry, we're going to start talking about the sort of the Thiago Silva, Raheem Sterling kind of thing, the youth situation, as it were. Like, are we got to stop kind of shoehorning experience into this side, just for the sake of it. I think it's about time that we start trusting these young players. And I'm just going to bring a little something up on the screen now. It's from Chelsea Blue Lions TV. Been saying for too long, embrace the youth, forcing experience into this team at a detriment to the whole unit. We could have been developing playing this style with what we had. Instead, it's centre-backs at full-backs when Martin was here, Silva week in, week out, Enzo at 10. A lot of this could have been avoided if he started playing us this way. The team just looks too confident at the moment. What a turnaround. And I agree. And for me, it's no surprise that with Silva and Sterling not starting, that we had our best performance of the season, that we looked a lot better than we have done this time. Agreed. Low key, the defensive work rate of Madueke and what's his name, Madueke and Nicholas Jackson was really helped out the fullbacks. Malo Gusto and Ben Chilwell were brilliant last night. Gusto's an exceptional footballer. Great cross for Jackson's goal. Chile, after 2 really difficult performances at Liverpool and Wolves, massively stepped up last night. He led the team well. It was a brilliant performance from him. But in terms of this conversation about Silva, about Raheem Sterling and whatnot, I agree with this, that we could have been working on this from the start of the season. Now, I'm by no means shitting on Thiago Silva at all, because he's been an outstanding player for us, an outstanding professional. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the guy's coming up to 40 years of age. Teams are exploiting him. That ball in over the top, in behind is causing problems. I also think that, when Silva's playing, it does stop the defence being tighter to the midfield. And I think you noticed that last night with Badiashile and Disasi, a lot closer to a lot tighter to the midfield, and there wasn't that massive space between the centre backs and the midfield, like there has been large times this season. Enzo at 10 and must never be seen again. Must never be seen again. We don't need that. We do not need Enzo at 10. It doesn't work. It doesn't get the best out of him. But it's interesting, Raheem Sterling. For me, there's just no point. There literally is no point to him. I don't understand why he came on yesterday. We're 3-0 up. There's no need to bring him on. You could have put on a Chukwuemeka. You could have put on a Mudryk, for example, in those areas. It's true. It's absolutely true. But Poch has to have the balls to keep Sterling on the bench. Has to have the balls to keep Sterling on the bench. There's no point doing this and then just reverting back to type. And I agree with what Alex Goldberg was saying about Sterling. In terms of he's got awful body language when he comes on the pitch. He takes forever to make decisions. They're usually the wrong ones. And he almost always slows the attack down. Take him out and all of a sudden everything is fluid and the body language is great. My biggest concern is that Sterling's going to be starting on Monday night at Palace, and he just doesn't deserve to be starting at all. It's no surprise at all. The attack looks so much better, so much more fluid. Players working hard defensively, players, direct, taking players on, looking to make things happen. All things that Sterling doesn't do. Sterling is not offering this team anything. If we're being brutally honest with ourselves here, what is Raheem Sterling offering the team at the moment? And the answer to that is he's not offering it. He's not offering it anything. He's not offering it anything at all. It's just basically shit from him. And the sooner we realize that we don't need this guy, then the better it's going to be for us. The better it will be for us. The sooner we realize we don't need him, because it's not about shitting on players after we've had a good evening or whatever. But we need to realize that this team doesn't need Raheem Sterling, and it doesn't need Thiago Silva playing every single week. It just doesn't. With an average age of 22.8 last night, look how well we played. I know it's just one game, but we were absolutely superb. And the experience debate is interesting because, Chelsea fans call for more experience. I've said it myself as well. And we can add more top quality players. Absolutely. But it's funny, really, this season, the players that have been letting us down have been the experienced ones. Raheem Sterling has been poor. Silva has been exposed a number of times this season. Chilwell, has had a few bad games. And you look at it and you just think, well, yeah, it's this has got to be the blueprint for moving forward. Poch chats about, trusting these young players, and, they earned the trust last night to go again. There's no point putting Sterling and Silva or whatever back into this team. I know, obviously, Silva might go back in if Badiashile's groin injury that he picked up last night is bad, or if Colwell still isn't back. But Silva shouldn't be a guaranteed starter for this team anymore. And it's not being disrespectful. It's just being honest and accepting right now at 39, going on to 40 years of age, that he's being exploited. And maybe when we're trying to see games out or whatever, then we switch to a back three and Silva can come on for 20, 25 minutes or whatever it might be towards the end to help see games out. I just think in a back four now, he gets exposed. And Disasi was exceptional last night. Badiashile, has been taking a lot of criticism this season because he's been poor. But again, another very, very good performance from Badiashile last night. He really needed that. Everyone stepped up when they needed it the most. And that for me is the most impressive thing. Everyone stepped up, and that's not been the case this season. How many times have we seen that most what do you call it? Most of the time, players aren't stepping up. Players haven't been delivering, and finally, we get a performance where everyone to a man was brilliant last night. I couldn't fault anyone. Yeah, he came off. I haven't seen. It looked like it was some sort of groin problem, but I've not seen any updates on it. Chelsea should sell Sterling, or we're not going to get any profit. We won't get profit for Sterling, no chance. Jackson should be our left wing. He tracks back and has had his best games on the wing. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting dynamic, and it's certainly one to watch going forwards. By the way, guys, 71 in the building, only 42 likes. Let's get this to 50 likes as quickly as possible. We've hit over 100 likes the last 3 or 4 streams, so let's make sure that we get there again. But the first port of call, as always, is to hit 50 likes. We need 8 more likes, so make sure you are smashing that like button, people. Sterling was only good at City because this is what I've been saying. They're not going to pay his wages. We need right players with experience, not experience for the sake of it. Yeah, absolutely, and I fully agree on that. And the perfect man for this team at number 9, Ivan Toney. Go out there and just do it. Don't fuck about. Don't waste time. Chilwell's throwing. Yeah, that was mad. I don't know. I don't quite know what happened on the Chilwell throwing, but yeah, it was a crazy one. It was a crazy one. Enzo Fernandez got that winning mentality. The free kick was superb. But yeah, look, this is the blueprint moving forward. Don't just shoehorn these guys in for the sake of it. Trust this young team. They've earned your trust. They've put in a top performance, and now they need to be given the opportunity to go and show they can do it again. Don't just revert back to type. That is the one thing that I'm drastically worried about, is that Poch is just going to revert to type. That is the thing. Just revert to type. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stick with this. Should be the exact same team playing on Monday night. And Sterling, Silva and stuff got to earn their way back into the team, or accept that they're going to be bit part players for the rest of the season, as perhaps how it should ultimately be. But let's move away from that. Let's talk about one man, Enzo Fernandez. I don't know about you guys, but that free kick has been on loop. What a free kick that is, by the way. Absolutely sensational. I don't know what it is about Chelsea midfielders and free kicks at Villa Park. We had Mounts one last season, which was good. Enzo Fernandez, obviously, last night. And Poch, speaking on Enzo, he's a world champion player. Look, when he signed a year ago, he arrived with no holiday, no rest, with the pressure, still young, different language, different culture. All these types of circumstances need time. They absolutely do. But I mean, this guy, honestly, what a midfield player he is. And I know it's just one game, but you see what he brings. You see what he brings to the team. He brings good stuff to this football team. And if we're consistently putting Enzo in the best positions to succeed and be the top player we know he can be, then we will be so much better off. It really is simple. You build around your best players. And I don't understand why we haven't been doing that enough this season. You build around your best players. You build around Enzo. You build around Caicedo. You build around your Nkunkus, your Cole Palmers, etc. We've got the makings of a very good squad. There's absolutely no denying that. We have got the makings of a good squad, and it's now just about getting there. It's just about getting there. More consistency. But yeah, I mean, Enzo was brilliant last night. He was absolutely superb. He was everywhere. absolutely everywhere. And you know, I think he gets a lot of stick, and he's not been amazing this season. But I think a lot of it has been down to Pochettino not utilising him in the correct way, not setting the team up to get the best out of him. You know, there's no surprise last night with Gallagher pressing further forward, with Caicedo and Enzo a lot closer, with the centre backs a lot closer to the midfielders. There wasn't that space in behind. We didn't get overrun in midfield. They absolutely dominated, right? Absolutely dominated the midfield, right? And how many times have we seen the likes of Tielemans, McGinn, Kamara, Douglas Luiz dominate midfields this season? Enzo and Caicedo last night, we absolutely dominated that midfield. Absolutely dominated it. There's no denying whatsoever that they stepped up big time. And this is what we need to see more of. This will be a very, very good midfield. It's just going to take a little bit of time for it to gel and develop. But we need to, this is the setup that we need to see. And Enzo last night proved why he is going to be a top player for us. And I'll be honest, the celebration itself was worth the 100+ million or whatever. It really was. It was we were just outstanding. I just don't understand where have those performances been all season? Where's that been? Because we literally haven't seen it. We haven't seen it anywhere. I just don't understand where that level of performance has been. Yeah, guys, guys, come on, run up the likes. Otherwise, we're gonna be seeing Sterling. This needs to be 100 likes. Absolute minimum, people. We're 51 now, so we're halfway there. 80 in the building. Let's keep it moving, guys. Let's keep it moving, people. What else have we got going on here? Enzo transforms. Yeah, he did. He absolutely did. The free kick was exceptional. The celebration. I think the fans and atmosphere really got the boys fired up. We 100% showed up. Yeah, look, everyone showed up last night. Everyone to a man was brilliant. Fans, coaches, staff, manager, players. I want to see a midfield of Lavia and Enzo at some point this season. Yeah, again, once Lavia gets himself fit and back in the mix, it's going to be very interesting to see how he fits into this team. So I think he can make a big difference as well. He'll be best midfielder in the Premier League in a few seasons. Maybe, let's wait and see. This is like that one test you have. If we don't follow up, then we're back to failing. Yeah, this is exactly it. This is exactly it. You know, we have to push on from this. This is what we need to push on from. And I really do hope that this can potentially be a turning point. But we said that so many times after games this season, and we haven't turned the corner. You know, we've got to stop getting to the point where like the manager's like one game from the sack, and then we decide to put performance in, and then we do a couple of shit ones, or he's back to a game from the sack, and then we pull another performance out of the bag. You know, we need to do better. Gusto is almost signing of the season. What a player! Yeah, absolutely. Gusto was brilliant last night. You know, he's going forward. He's been fantastic. Defensively, there's probably still a few weaknesses that need ironing out. He's still a very young player. As you can see by the penalty for the foul that he did on Mateus Cunha at the last weekend against Wolves. But yeah, he was excellent. He was excellent. He really is. You know, he's unbelievable. Gusto is such a good player. But Enzo Fernandez, like, silenced the haters last night. You had those fake articles going around. Obviously, the agent came out and shut it down. Enzo, you know, proving that he wants to be here. They're different players. I think Jude Bellingham is a phenomenal football player. A phenomenal football. They're different kinds of players. Bellingham's more of a, you know, not really a Bellingham and Enzo are completely different. Do you think Pochettino will have headaches when Reece James comes back? No, it won't be headaches. It'll just be two really good options. But obviously, Reece is the captain. We know one of the best fullbacks in the world on his day when he's fit and he's playing well. And, you know, it's just a great position to be in that we've got Gusto and Reece James, two unbelievable right backs. And right now, the biggest compliment you can pay Malo Gusto is no one's talking about when Reece James is coming back, because Gusto has got that right-hand side on lockdown and is performing to a really high level. Jackson on the left wing rather than Sterling was one of the major highlights of last night. Yep, it made such a difference when you got someone with energy, someone that's direct, you know, takes players on, looks to make things happen, what tracks back and works hard defensively. It's amazing how big a difference that makes. All things that Sterling doesn't do. Wanted more from Madueke. Madueke was brilliant last night. Really, really good. Really good performance from him. Taking players on direct, working hard, defending. Madueke, again, another one that's showing that he's got ability. And he deserves a run in the team now as well. He 100% deserves a run in the team. There's absolutely no denying it at all. To have Gusto is so good, minding Reece with injuries. Yeah, it's brilliant. Happy Jackson's back. We missed him. Yeah, we absolutely did miss Nicholas Jackson. No two ways about it. We did miss him. But look, the blueprint for Enzo Fernandez, people, is literally play him next to Moises Caicedo. Keep those guys close together. Make sure there's not a huge gap between midfield and defence. Allow Enzo to get on the ball from deep, spray those passes. He gets in, he gets stuck in, good tackling, wins duels, etc. We have got Enzo Fernandez, one of those players, right, who is got the potential to be world class and one of the best midfielders in this league for years to come. But we have to utilize him in the correct way. Last night we saw the way to use him. Now that is the way we have to go forward and do it. And as I said before, you build your team around top players, and Enzo Fernandez is a top player, and we need to be building the team around him. Simple as that. Simple as that. No questions asked. We must build the team around him. That's what we need to do. And hopefully that is what we do. Because otherwise, I just don't want to go back. I just don't want to get to Monday night and it's suddenly like, oh, it's Enzo playing in the 10 and it's this and it's that. And it's just like, you've just seen what the blueprint is. You've seen what these guys can do when you set them up in this way. Why change? So that's the big thing for me. When that team sheet drops on Monday night, that's going to be the big indication of whether has Pochettino learned. Is he brave enough to stick to his guns? That's when we'll really start to find out about Chelsea and about this team, is when we get to the team sheet on Monday night. And I just don't have the confidence that he's suddenly going to be back, that he's going to stick to his guns. I just don't have it, guys. I don't have it in me, that confidence that he's going to stick to his guns. But that's another conversation for probably tomorrow or over the weekend. But yeah, this performance is it was a joke. I just couldn't believe it. It was like, I don't know what it was. It was like watching Chelsea from back in the day. The way that we zipped it around. And look, Villa weren't great. Let's be perfectly clear. Aston Villa weren't great, but we were superb. We punished them for not being good. We took our chances. We were at it. From minute one, we were ready to go. 2 goals in the first 20 minutes. Conor Gallagher getting his first goal of the season. And Gallagher was great last night. Really good. And Gallagher has got that level of performance, in him. We need to make sure that, goals have been missing from his game. To get to sort of be the kind of midfielder that Gallagher is and get to the start of February and only just get your first goal of the season. We need a bit more from Conor, but Conor last night was brilliant. The press, the tackling, the getting stuck in, the finish for the goal. No, that's where Gallagher needs to be utilised. At times, okay, if we absolutely have to play him in a pivot, but he should be utilised further forward. Because that's where you seemingly get the most from him. Bit worried when Caicedo went down. He said, "Yeah, no, he seemed fine. He had a bit of treatment, carried on, and finished the game. So I don't think there were any issues there. Felt bad for Palmer as he couldn't really create much, but he managed to draw out plenty of. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes there's the little things that go unnoticed. If you're not getting goals or assists, people don't tend to take notice of you. But it's the same thing with Grealish at City last season. Didn't perhaps get the numbers, but the role for the team, the way that he holds onto the ball, wins fouls, draws defenders out of position to then free up space for other players. Like similar for Palmer last night. Okay, didn't have the goal or the assist or whatever, but he had a good performance. I thought he was all right. We made them not be great, try our midfield boss them. Absolutely. I think Enzo's got 6 or 7 goals this season in all comps. If I'm right, I think that might be the case. I think that could be the case. I think that might be the case. But yeah, I don't know for certain, but yeah, that is the way to utilize him. And we have to be building this team round him. We have to be building a team around him. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But one thing that I did want to talk about was Nicholas Jackson, because someone that comes in for a lot of stick for only his third season in professional football. Jackson may never get the plaudits he deserves, but it's hard to find a player that adds such enormous value to the team as a collective. His pressing, his retention, his physicality. And his goal scoring numbers are good as well. They are. Jackson last night was brilliant, and I think as a wide forward, it looks good. It's the same thing at Villarreal. He played wide forward and he got quite a lot of goals off the left-hand side. But look at this Jackson this season. He's got 9 goals for Chelsea in all comps, and this is his first in the FA Cup. So 7 in the Premier League, and then 1 in the Carabao, 1 in the FA Cup. So he's scored in every competition. For Chelsea this season. That's massive. And look, he's 22 years of age, raw, third season of professional football, basically senior level football. He's acquitted himself really well, and he adds so much value to this team. Things that the wider public and the media just won't pick up on. But he adds a lot. He adds a lot to this team. By the way, guys, 59 likes. 85 in the building. Let's ramp it up a bit more, people. We need to get more likes here, guys. Let's get it as close to 100 likes as we can. So come on, guys, smash up another 15, 20 likes. Let's take another step closer to that. Let's take another step closer. And one more subscriber, guys, gets me to 7,870. So please, if you're locked in now, you're not subscribed, one of you smash the subscribe button. That would be greatly appreciated. But let's get these likes up, guys. The content's free, not asking for any money. Just asking for you to hit that thumb button, which is free and takes seconds to do. But yeah, look, Nicholas Jackson, unselfish, offers so much to the team. And yeah, look, you know what? His finishing is not amazing. He actually scored a headed goal last night, which, but I don't understand why there's still people that doubt Jackson. He offers really good build-up play. He's got a unique profile that makes him effective on the flanks, and he's got good goal-scoring output as well. And the ultimate reality is, people, is that Chelsea look a far better side when Nicholas Jackson is in the team. We look a much better team when he's in there. We really do. We really do look better when Jackson's playing. And, he's just a bit of a menace as well. He's a bit of a menace. He's a little bit of a shithouse. You see him kissing the Enzo shirt, bowing down to it, all that stuff. You get that with him as well. But Jackson was brilliant on the left, and it just gives you a different option now. Yes, you can use him down the middle, but it gives you an option to play him wide. It gives you an option to be fluid and rotate, and rotate that front three if needed. You got Christopher and Nkunku to come in, who could definitely play sort of that role down the left if needed and if necessary. And so, yeah, we've got a situation, people, where there's good stuff coming. There's potentially good things coming to Chelsea, but the reality is Chelsea are a far better team with Nicholas Jackson in. And on the wing, he looks really good. And you get people saying that we weren't missing Jackson when he was at AFCON. We absolutely were. And it's I think as the old saying goes, you don't realise what you've got till it's gone. And when Jackson was gone, we realised what we were missing. And he was really good last night, and he's got a lot to offer to this team. Balling out at an option at left wing, option at centre forward. And I'm really pleased for him. Really, really pleased for him. He's got. I honestly think there's so much potential with him because he's got versatility, he's got creativity, he runs in behind, there's ability on the ball, he's got confidence, he links up the play well, and he's got good pressing ability as well. So ultimately, when you put all those things together, Nicholas Jackson makes Chelsea a better side. Chelsea are a better side when Jackson plays. that ultimately is the basic reality of the situation, that Chelsea are better when Jackson plays. And, that's really good. And Poch himself saying, we miss Nico a lot. We've missed his aggressivity and his goals because he's also scoring goals. And that's absolutely right. Absolutely right that, we have missed him. We have missed him a lot. And yeah, I just think he's been, I just think he's a really top player. Really good player. And, it was good work initially from Jackson that set up, down that left-hand side that led to the Gallagher goal. His ball across the box to Madueke, who then lays it off to Connor for the finish. Jackson just brings things to the team that people don't appreciate. So, yeah, ultimately for me, that's the biggest thing. That is the biggest thing for me, is that Chelsea are better when Nicholas Jackson plays. Simple as that, guys. Simple as that. 91 in the building. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Keep smashing those likes. Keep subscribing. Get your thoughts in the chat as always, people. It's always interesting to hear what you guys have got to say. We're still waiting for that one person to subscribe to get me to 7,870. That would be greatly appreciated. And there must be one person out of the 91 that isn't subscribed in here, or the 93 now. Yeah, help me get to 8K before. That is the target, people. 8K before the end of the month. We need 130 more subscribers. So we are closing in, and that should definitely be doable before the end of this month. For sure. But yeah, if he gets 10 Premier League goals first season, would be a great success. Keep in mind he was a little bit more. He's about £32.5 million. But if he gets 10 Premier League goals, I said at the start of the season, right? If Jackson gets 10 Premier League goals, he's had a brilliant. That's a brilliant first season, and we need 3 more. And I think we'll get there. So yeah, look, young players, promising potential. These are all words that you hear, describing Chelsea, but there genuinely is potential in this side and potential in this team. It's just about unlocking it on a consistent basis, being brave with your team selection, trusting these guys, allowing them to make mistakes, and then allowing them to then try and learn and correct those mistakes rather than just hauling them off. Last night showed Pochettino talked about really trusting these players, and they went out there and repaid that trust, and they then deserve to keep that trust and to then start again on Monday and then go to Man City next weekend and try and follow up from there, and then the cup final. These are all things. These are big pressure moments, big games, and these guys need to go to these big games and learn. Jackson's not a striker, as simple as that. But yes, we do miss him. Look, I think he could develop into one. I think it's clear that he's definitely more natural playing wide. I think that much is absolutely fair to say. I think he probably looks more natural playing wide for sure. But there's no reason why he can't develop his game and be effective down the middle as well. But I think right now at this stage of his career, he's certainly more effective playing down the left-hand side than he is down the middle. But he can absolutely still cause problems down the middle. There's no denying that he can still cause problems down the middle for sure. So let's hope that he does continue to do that. Big up, best performance of the season, absolutely, brother. Where would Jackson play when we get a striker in the summer? Well, Jackson can either play down the left, or he'll just be an option, because hopefully we'll have European football, more games and stuff. You need that squad depth, you need those rotations. So yeah, Jackson will be an option. No, any news on James and Lavia? No, nothing. Obviously, Reece is recovering from his hamstring surgery. Lavia, haven't heard anything about him. Don't know what's going on there. If you guys don't like the video, Sterling, yeah, guys, people, what's going to happen. If you don't smash the likes on the video, we're 94 in the building. We're 71 likes. Come on, guys, let's keep pushing this up towards the 100 likes mark. That would be greatly appreciated. If we could get that done, guys. So 71 likes now, 94 in the building. Let's get this towards 100. Keep smashing that like button. Yes, big up, brother. What a player Gusto is going to be for us. Such a talent for 20 years old. Yeah, mate, tell me about it. he's fantastic. He really is a top player. And as I was saying earlier on before you tuned in, like the biggest compliment I can give him is no one's saying, "Oh, when's Reece coming back?" Because Gusto's got that right hand side on lock. Going forward, he's brilliant. That cross was superb. If Reece James had put that cross in last night, people would just be losing their minds. So yeah, Gusto's been brilliant for us. Yes, big up. Max and Lavio should be back in training this week. Well, let's wait and see what happens on that. Let's hold tight on that. I always hit the like button before the stream starts. Yes, big up to everyone that does that. Big up to every single person that does do that. Yes, all good, brother. Hope you're well. I think Jackson can play at the left when Sterling is leaving, and Mudryk can slowly come to be a starter. Yeah, do you know what is interesting about Mudryk right now is that he seems to have lost his place to obviously Nicholas Jackson now. Seems to be starting on the left ahead of him. Mudryk just needs a bit of a reset. I'm hoping he'll get more opportunities. I think Poch will give him opportunities, but right now, Mudryk needs a reset. Needs to get his head down. Needs to work hard. I just think he should have been given an opportunity from the bench last night instead of Sterling, because what are we benefiting from by playing Sterling last night from the bench? We're not benefiting from anything. Mudryk could have benefited from those minutes to help build his confidence up, but instead he went for Sterling for reasons only known to himself. Jackson will only get better. Yeah, absolutely. I think Jackson will improve. And look, the reality of the situation is, guys, if we're being honest, probably out of 8, 9, 10 of these signings or whatever, probably only 3 or 4 will actually go on and be reach the potential we think they can reach. But we have signed good players. It's just frustrating, as CK says, that that we can play like this, but we just don't see it. We just don't see it on a very regular basis at all. That for me is the most frustrating thing. And I know you can't see that level of performance all the time, but it's a real shame, really, because we know how well this team can play. We've seen it last night. We saw it against City. We saw it for 85 minutes against Arsenal. We know this team can play well. We have not seen it enough. And to be in this position where we're on the Premier League 11th, we've lost more games than we've won. That needs to be improved upon. That really does need to be improved upon. No questions asked. That must be improved on. Gusto only 20 is mental. I don't want to see Jackson on the wing, up top only. Fair enough. He played well on the wing, but don't play him up top. Don't want to see Palmer or Nkunku as striker. Yeah, look, we've got options. I think the good thing is that front three is very fluid, and that I think is only a good thing, having a fluid front three. That's the reality, people. That is the reality of the situation. Mudryk looks lost and doesn't even press. Well, Mudryk's defensive work rate, I think, is pretty good. I'm not really too sure what's going on with Mudryk right now at the moment. It just seems to be going through a difficult phase. Manager maybe not got full trust in him. Hopefully he gets an opportunity on Monday. I doubt it's going to be from the start, but hopefully he gets an opportunity from the bench. I think he definitely deserves minutes to try and get himself back into the manager's thinking. Would you start Nkunku on Monday? Yeah, I think so. Like the video, or else we'll get an experienced 18-year-old. Yep. There's a quality team in there. I hope they believe in themselves. Yeah, it's about belief, and we just got to push on that. It's about finding that level of consistency, trusting each other, trusting your teammates, and all that. This is not an easy. This is not a quick fix. This is not easy. But look, I think we've got every chance of having a good finish to the season. But this has to be used as a springboard. There's no point having a performance like this and then just turning up to Crystal Palace and being and either drawing or losing. We gotta turn up, and we gotta give it some. And go on a bit of a run. Yep, I did know that. Yep, a centre midfield with experience that doesn't need to play every second that comes on, controls and kills off a game would be important for next season. Look, for me, I don't think midfield is the top of the priorities that needs fixing. I think we just look. Obviously, the younger players do need we need a few wise heads around there, a few more established pros. Absolutely, I think that's fair. But they've got to be the right type, and they've got to be of the right quality. Most importantly, they've got to be quality. We've got to figure out some other way to raise 100 million other than selling Gallagher. Well, Gallagher's value is just going to drop because he'll have a year left on his contract in the summer, and there doesn't really seem to be any sign of him signing a new one. So, yeah, that's potentially going to be an issue for us. We just need that. We need to get some form of European football and hope that the likes of Broja can increase his value with a good loan spell at Fulham. Obviously, if Martin keeps playing well, then that release clause should be activated in the summer. Hopefully, we get some money for Chalobah. Like, I don't have worries that we can't raise the money, because one thing Chelsea are very good at is selling players. With them, that's one thing that we do very well. So I don't have fears of raising that money. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely in group stage games and things like that. The more games you have, the more that you need to use the squad. So yeah, I absolutely think that would be the case. Would just be Chelsea to get beaten at Palace. Yeah, it absolutely would be a Palace side that's going to have no Eze, no Elise, and no Mark Guehi either. So probably three of their best players. So yeah, it would be typical, but let's not think about that. Joao Felix on loan at Chelsea reminds me of Quaresma, but Felix more goals. Yep. David Fofana played well the other day as well. Yeah, no, he did. I don't know how good he's going to end up being, but obviously a positive that he grabbed a couple of goals for Burnley against Fulham. I really think Mudrik's not a footballer. His football IQ is not good. I think we wasted... No, I don't think we've wasted money on him. The kid's been here, just over a year? I don't think we've wasted money on him at all. I think it's too early to come to that conclusion. If we're having this same conversation at this point next season, or next year even, then yeah, okay, maybe there's more grounds. Maybe there's more grounds for a conversation like that. But no, look, I think we can. I think we can be all right. I don't see us coming into massive problems. I don't think so. Elise and Gare, he injured a big player for Palace, and Eze. All well and good selling players to get 100 million. For me, look, I don't know how the budget and all that works. That's stuff that's obviously, well beyond my pay grade. So yeah, it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. What else have we got going on here? Yeah, but Nicholas Jackson, I think, look, as I said, to round out on him, he is Chelsea are a better team when he plays. Simple as that. Simple as that. When Jackson's in the side, we look better. That for me is the reality of the situation. That's true. Simple as that. But yeah, let's move away from that and let's talk about not that. I want to give Malo Gusto some praise, because I don't think enough people are praising him. He's come in, brilliant signing, and he was speaking after the game. We are Chelsea. We just have to show the fans we are not dead and that we work every week to get better. Excuse me. That is what we have to do. The difference was the mentality. The mentality of all of us together was very nice, and that is why we won. The coach told us to get a good mentality, stick together, and to put pressure on them instead. And that's what we did. Gusto just gets it, doesn't he? I love Malo Gusto. I just think he's a top player. But it's interesting that he references mentality. There were reports that, of Poch having a meeting with the players, and I don't think it was just one of those usual meetings. I think it was a serious meeting about maybe different ways of playing and whatnot. I just wonder how much input the players in those meetings, in that meeting, had on kind of the setup and the way that we played last night. Because to have such a shift in mentality, to have that togetherness, that all right, yeah, it looks like these guys get on and stuff, but to have that togetherness, to me, it looked like it's been something that has been missing in a lot of games this season, and we managed to follow it up with a good performance. But that mentality, and that's the thing, we need to develop a top level mentality. A lot of these young players are still need to develop a mentality or a top level mentality, that winning mentality, that win at all costs, never say die attitude. Don't just give up. That for me is the main thing. The fact that he's 20 years old as well is crazy. I can't believe he's only, you forget how young these guys are. You forget how young they are. Some of them they're just kids. As I said, average age of the side last night 22.8, so essentially an under 23 side. And yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy, guys. We're 84 likes. 15 away from the big 100. Let's get it done, people. Let's get it done. 15 likes away from 100. So run it up, guys. Run it up. Yeah, everyone did. Yeah, look, Wolves wasn't great, but generally on the whole this season, he's been exceptional for us. There's absolutely no denying that he's been exceptional for us this season. And he absolutely has been. There's no denying that, guys. No denying it. Winning the ball high at the pitch really hurt Villa. Hopefully we can continue to do that against the more attacking teams. Yeah, more energy in there, pressing. Not less gaps between the midfield closer together. Less gaps between the defense and the defense and the what do you fucking call it? Defense and midfield as well. My prediction for Monday is 2-1. Palmer and Jackson will score. Fair. If Chelsea can't sign Osimhen, then we should get. That's not gonna move the needle enough for us. Look, I'm not saying that Dovbik's crap, but it's not enough to lead the line for Chelsea. In my honest opinion, we need to be going for Ivan Toney. But yeah, Gusto, 20 years of age, again, exceptional performance from him, and yeah, lots to be positive about, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I don't want to get too ahead of myself because it's just one game, and we've been down. We've been in this position before where we think we're turning a corner and we're going to push on, and we didn't do it. We didn't do it. That's the that's the reality. We just gotta. We've proven we can do it now, guys. We just got to go and do that on a consistent basis. So, I'm not saying, it's going to be like this level of performance every week. It's not. But that's the benchmark now. This team have shown how they can perform and what they can do. And it's now about finding that level on a consistent basis. We need that level consistently. Can we get it? That's got to be the aim. But a lot of this is now going to come down to the manager. And when that team sheet drops Monday, when that team sheet drops Monday night, we need to see the same team and not just reverting back to type and playing it safe, because that's not gonna get us to where we want to be, and that's not going to get us to where we need to be either. And that's just the reality, people. That is the reality. But I mean, in terms of Gusto, I mean, what a guy. I don't know. Look, certainly one of the most important. I don't know about one of the best, but certainly one of the most important. Absolutely. But yeah, he's got to be right up there. Chelsea should sack Winstanley and Stewart and bring in Edwards. We did try to get Michael Edwards, but he wanted a sabbatical and a break. Bro, stop with the spam. I don't speak Arabic, so unfortunately I can't translate that or understand what you're saying there. If Pops drops Sterling and plays Noni, I think you realise that Noni offers more. Well, you'd like to think so. You'd like to think so, and you'd hope that would be the case. You would absolutely hope that would be the case. Who was my man of the match last night? Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? Probably Enzo Fernandez. I'd say Enzo for just total all-round performance. I'm a bit worried. We'll see Sterling on the Monday. Yeah, I think that the chances of seeing that could be high. And yeah, it's unfortunate that. It is absolutely unfortunate, but the chances of seeing that could be high. Yes, love to all the Chelsea fans out in Iraq. I love Sterling, by the way, but Noni offers more than him. I don't like Sterling at all. Bro, this guy needs to be... This is going to be a timeout because I'm not put user in a timeout. Because that just constantly doing that shit is annoying. So yeah, I don't even know what that spam was, but yeah, it is what it is. He's gone. Yeah, no, bro, he's been timed out. So he can't write any more comments for the time being. Yeah, I would agree. Problem is though, I don't know how many takers we're going to get for him on that money. I really don't. Yeah, I do need to do that as well, and I will get around to doing that. I know I said I was going to do that ages ago, and I forgot. I forgot to do it. So yeah, I am going to get into that. I absolutely am going to get into it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Sterling to Saudi, I'd love that. Yeah, anywhere for me. You should mod me so I can do it myself. Yeah. I'm gonna sort the mods out, people. I will sort the mods out. I will get there. 90 in the building, guys. 9 more likes to 100. Let's run it up, guys. Let's run it up. Final few likes to get to that 100 mark again. What else have we got popping off here? Coach told us, yeah. So again, I can't believe there are Chelsea fans who still want Sterling. Yeah, we need to bin him off. Sterling anywhere. I don't care where he goes, just not at Chelsea because this guy is not doing it. Bro, you'd be surprised that there's a few. You'd be surprised. They are out there. They are absolutely out there. You would be you'd be very surprised. It happens on a regular basis, you know. But yeah, each to their own. Gusto and Jackson got that nasty niggle we needed. Noni can get his end product better. We could have a baller on our hands. Need a spearhead for Nkunku. Yeah. All good. Absolutely. And you know, players just need to these guys need to realize, you know, they're actually good. Let's go Chelsea. Yeah, Caicedo was brilliant last night. It's a shame that he didn't score that little chip at the end. That would have just made it that little bit sweeter and that little bit better. But yeah, all really good. All really good. As much as I love Silva, I think it has to be. Yeah, I think it will be his last season at Chelsea. He needs to be phased out. He's got a role to play, but he shouldn't be starting every week, in my opinion. Too many teams are exposing him. And you know that we seem to get overrun in midfield, or the midfield gets bypassed too easily because the gap between the midfield and the centre backs seems to be too large when Silva plays the majority of the time. If we're going to operate a 3 at times, by all means, but I think in a 4, it's not working for me. But yeah, guys, 6 more likes. Let's keep running it up, people. Let's keep running it up. Because that's really important, guys. Keep smashing those likes. Free, and it takes seconds to do. So let's keep running it up. 6 more required. We're 92. Sterling to West Ham. Who knows? Lovely to see Caicedo taking the ball. Yeah, Sterling, get rid. Agreed. You know anyone who has spare tickets to the final? Bro, I haven't even got a ticket to the final myself. I don't know. Not at the moment, I don't. But obviously on Monday is when all the ticket information gets released for everyone that's not a season ticket holder. We'll find out more info there. Yep, absolutely. Saudi will pay in the money. Yeah, they will. We're gonna have a centre back problem with Fafana, Colwell, Badiashile, and Disasi all fit at the same time. I wouldn't call it a problem. I'd call it blessed with loads of really good options, and that's exactly what you want. Premier League teams have found out Silva's play style. I just think that they're looking to target him because obviously his age is getting on, and he's not as quick as he was. When James is fit, we should play Gusto on the left. Again, it's an option. It's definitely an option. You know, obviously he's better on the right hand side, but he can play well on the left. Caicedo was superb. He was. Look, he's coming to the end for sure. Whether he wants to go and play in Brazil for one season just to finish off what's been an outstanding career, then maybe. Can we just win Wembley? Yeah, I hope we can as well. I hope that's the case. It's a problem, but it's called a good problem. Like, yeah, it's a good problem, and we haven't had the squad fit enough this season, like for large parts of the season. Hopefully we can get more players back. The fact that we've only got 8 players missing, which is ridiculous anyway, and that's viewed as a good thing, is outstanding. It really is. Can we just Gusto left back with James at right back, similar to Cancelo and Walker? Yeah, maybe. That won't be a centre back problem. We could play them in pairs. One game. I don't know. I think you need continuity with your centre back pairing. You need your top centre back pairing, and then you stick with that, and then you only rotate with injury or cup games or whatever that is. But yeah, it's all good. Hope Sterling learns Arabic so they can go to Saudi League. Yeah, maybe let's wait and see on that front. What else have we got going on, people? Let's see if there's any more news. But yeah, it was massive. It was massive for Pochettino last night. It almost felt like, kind of death row settings where you think you're going to be executed, and then last minute you get a little reprieve, and you live to fight another day or a few more weeks. It sort of felt like that, but we're still not out the woods. We're very much not out of the woods, people. There's there's a lot of work still to be do. We need to be winning more matches, going on a run, getting ourselves up the table. The cup final is going to be massive. I think if Poch can win the cup final, then that's going to do a lot for winning some of the fans back over, or trying to get the fans back on side, for sure. When Fofana's back, Leicester sold him with a gas to beat that Petter. Look, Fofana is obviously in a broken leg at Leicester from a horrendous challenge in a pre-season game. The ACL injury was unfortunate. I think it happened in pre-season training or something. I don't know what happened to him. What would be your two centre backs when everyone's fit? I think on current form, probably Colwell and Disasi on current form. But when everyone's fit, for me, I rate Fofana so high. I think a Fofana or Colwell, or a Fofana and Badia Shield for me. What about Simbins? Oh yeah, I'm going to get onto that. If Poch wins the final, I'll be very happy. Yep. Leicester was relegated last season. They were relegated because they were shit, basically. In essence, they were poor. Guys, 3 more likes to 100. Come on, people. Let's run it up. We're gonna get there, guys. We are gonna get there. So let's make sure that we do get it done. Let's make sure we get it done. Let's have a look if there's anything else going on. I beg for Poch to play this lineup that we played yesterday for the 4 upcoming games. You never know where this lineup could take us. Yeah, we just need consistency in the starting 11 as well. We don't need multiple changes each game. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. It is the reality of that. And guys, we've hit the 100 likes marks. Big up to everyone. Big up to everyone. Casadei is not in the squad because he's cup tied. He's played in the FA Cup for Leicester, so Casadei not available for any cup games for Chelsea. These are relegated because they bought overrated American players in the team. They just were relegated because they weren't good enough. But yeah, maybe they had some overrated. No massive long thread like the other day. But that was a really good thread. And it was spot on. It was absolutely spot on about the club. There's no denying it. Let's round out, guys, with quick thoughts on the blue card, which is just ridiculous, really. Let me just bring that up to round out. I mean, this is just madness. Let me bring it up now. So, blue cards and sin bins are set to be trialled in football, according to reports. Players shown the card will be removed from the pitch for 10 minutes for cynical fouls and dissent. What is the point in that? Why is everything being made Why is everything being made so complicated? Can you just imagine the chaos that this is going to cause? I mean, tomorrow, IFAB, who are the rule makers, are going to publish the detailed protocols for sin bin trials in professional football and are expected to include a provision for blue cards. In the trials, referees will have the power to send players off for 10 minutes with dissent or cynical fouls. Imagine the chaos it's going to cause, the blue cards and sin bins. Every game there'd be an outrage, ridiculous, inconsistent decisions. Imagine like Anthony Taylor or Michael Oliver. They'll probably be fucking sin binning people for just looking at them or frowning at them. It's a stupid idea that's just going to give these officials more attention and more power and just, it's honestly, it does my head in. I just don't get it. It's utterly ridiculous. How is it going to help anyone? It's not going to help anyone whatsoever. What's wrong with just having a yellow card? Why are we just replacing a yellow card with a fucking blue card? Maybe we should get players to do an interview as they come off the pitch to get their view on the decision. I mean, what the fuck are we doing here? Seriously, game's going. Game is going. What an absolute load of shit. If the player's giving the ref dissent, give him a yellow, and like's been happening this season. And if a player makes any sort of foul, then just give them the correct colour card. This is just another thing that referees can just hide behind and bottle big decisions with. It's just a fucking joke. VAR and now blue cards. Our game is being wrecked. Exactly. I don't understand it. Yeah. Fix VAR. We can't even operate what we're currently using at the moment in good working order, and yet we're trying to implement more shit. This is confusing, not for me. Yep, VAR ruins football, and this is worse. The refs hate us as it is. Imagine that bald fraud Taylor. Yeah, well, exactly. How many players? I've got no idea. No idea. What was the meaning? Basically, there'd been like fake reports saying that he wanted to leave Chelsea, which is bollocks. They do this in hockey for 5 minutes in the penalty box. Yeah, but hockey and football are completely different. More players with sustained muscle injuries. Yeah, well, exactly. This is the point. What happens? You just go and sit there and you get cold for 10 minutes, and then you have to come back on. All you're going to get is, like, for that 10 minutes, it's going to ruin the spectacle of the game, because the team that are down a man for 10 minutes are just going to park the bus, and then they'll start playing when they get their man back. So I don't understand it. It's just, why are we bringing more unnecessary things into the games? It doesn't make, for me, it makes zero sense. Just leave football alone. It's really more or less okay, really. So let's stop fucking about with it all the time. What is the point? Really, what is the point? Blue cards. I mean, this isn't the game we grew up watching. What the fuck is this? It's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Seriously. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? We haven't even got everything working in the first place. Not everything's even working in the first place. So I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. It's just ridiculous. The game is being killed, guys, before our very eyes every single year. First, when VAR was introduced, everyone's confused about the rules, losing interest in games, and everything's just filled with overthought at the moment. And then, the game we've grown up with slowly falling apart. How on earth in the stadium are you going to know how many players you've got left on the pitch and all this stuff? Yeah, well, maybe shiny cards next. Maybe let's bring out some trading cards and all that sort of stuff. Honestly, what is going on? Maybe players now, you get a yellow card or whatever, or a blue card. Maybe players pull one out their socks, little Uno reverse card, and put it back on the ref. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? The refs have got a huge problem with VAR, which they should be working on every single day to make better. And yet they're sat around talking about blue cards. Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it? If players fake injury, then don't let them back on for 10 minutes. I think I'll stop watching if this gets put in. Let's hope it doesn't. What would a team do if their keeper gets a blue card? Yeah, exactly. Yes, big up. Exercise bikes on the dugout to keep warm. Yeah, maybe that's going to be the case. And where is the sin bin? Is it going to be a special area? You just stand at the side of the pitch for 10 minutes. You go and sit on the bench. Like, what are the options that we're discussing here? Because right now, I'm feeling a little bit lost, a little bit confused. what are we doing here? What are we doing? I'm lost, guys. I'm lost. Imagine gold card instead of yellow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bro, he did, and I'm pleased to be proven wrong on that occasion. Pleased to be proven wrong. Long may it continue. I don't get it. First VAR doesn't work. Now blue cards. Yeah, it's just ruining the game as an experience. Yeah, I would agree. It's just ruining the game as an experience, as a spectacle. Yeah, not making sense, guys. Not making sense. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the blue card. Don't change what is largely not broken. And also, instead of just constantly bringing more stuff in, what you've actually got in the game, make sure you do that properly. Because right now, you're not doing that anywhere near to a high enough standard or a good enough standard. It makes no sense at all. Why? What's wrong with a yellow for dissent? Why do we need someone need to be sin binned for that? Just book them. Simple. 2 cards is fine, yellow and red. Yeah, I get it. Football is the most popular sport in England, much more rugby. I don't know what's going on. Green card would be great instead of red. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know what we're trying to do here. I don't know what the thought process is behind it. I don't know what the thinking is behind it. But what I do know is that it is absolutely fucking stupid and ridiculous, and literally is making zero sense. Is making zero sense whatsoever. So yeah, making zero sense. It's just turning into like a fucking card game. You're gonna have referees instead of having cards in there, but we're gonna have a deck of cards. Open them out, maybe give them a little shuffle and decide what they want to decide what card they want to give out. Stupid. Yeah, I know. Yes, big up. I'm gobsmacked. How do we get this result? It's baffling. Yeah, I don't know where it came from, but absolutely delighted. Absolutely delighted. How many times will we add on? I don't know. I don't know the answer to this. Leicester will come back up. Good away day, Leicester as well. So I look forward to that next season. AFCON showed that VAR everywhere shows that VAR can work effectively, but it's shit in the Premier League because we don't have the automated offsides and because we've got incompetent, useless officials. That it's simple as that. Simple as that, people. It really is. It really is. So, I mean, yeah. I just don't understand it, guys. I really don't. VAR works. It works when you've got the semi-automatic offside and you've got competent officials and you don't overcomplicate things. Here, no semi-automatic offside, rejected it. And secondly, we've got the worst officials in football, the worst level of officiating in football. Simple as that, people. Simple as that. No questions asked. No, nothing at all. I suspect Nigeria will win, but Ivory Coast home advantage in that kind of tournament can't be underestimated. Can't be underestimated at all. But I would expect Nigeria to win the AFCON, guys. That would be my tip. I just think defensively they've been outstanding, and the firepower they've got. Lookman, obviously Victor Osimhen. There's no reason why Chelsea can't be right now competing in the top 5 of the table, but there is, because we're not good enough. We're not good enough on a consistent basis. Right now, we are a cup side, and we've been a cup side. I said it on Chelsea Fan TV after the game. We're a cup side, and we've been a cup side since we last won the league, because we haven't challenged for the league once. Knockout football, cup competitions seem to bring the best out of us, and that is exactly what we are. Exactly what we are at this point in time. But let's have a look if there's anything else. I would expect so. Jordan winning it would be a great story. Why are they putting a kid's sin bin card in football? I remember when I was a kid, I was playing football and we made a fake sin bin thing. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't really understand what's going on with the sin bins and all that nonsense. But let's see what happens. But guys, I'm going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone that's locked in tonight. Greatly appreciated. Love for the support as always. Please, on the way out, smash the likes on the stream. 106 likes. Let's get this to 110 on the way out. Please smash that like button. It's free. It takes seconds. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I'll be back again probably tomorrow or definitely over the weekend with Crystal Palace opposition previews, Crystal Palace previews, any Chelsea news that appears. So make sure you stay tuned for that content. Thanks for the support as always. A real big surprise last night. Most welcome, much needed. Hopefully this can be the time that we do finally turn the corner. I've said that a number of times this season, but let's make it count this time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for your support as always. Up the Chelsea. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace out. Love.